as we start. The Gandhi quote is, I offer you peace, I offer you love, I offer you friendship. I see your beauty, I hear your need, I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute the source in you. Let's work together for unity and love. I selected that for today because we're in the month of February, and I just wanted to reflect on, the people that are around us that we care about. And so use that. I offer you peace, I offer you love, and I offer you friendship as we go through our practice today, and whatever mantra or joy you find in our yoga practice. I'm going to step back to my mat, and as always, we're going to have you each mute. Be sure your volume for me is up. We've been talking, so I think your volume's fine. But if you'll mute, then that way we won't have any external sounds as we go through the practice. And if you want to turn off your video, you can do that as well. And I will get on my mat and we'll begin. And if for some reason you need to turn your mute off so that you can come into the practice and tell me something, please do that so that I could adjust the practice to meet our needs. So we are going to begin by sitting on our mats in what's called easy pose, and just resting our hands on our legs to begin practice today and enjoy the things that we have, and to warm our bodies up because it is cold outside in the month of February. And we're going to do the 3-part breath to start. So take one hand, put it on your chest, one hand, put it on your abdomen. And you're sitting up on your sit bones pretty tall, but relaxed. Relax your shoulders. I will count, or we will have our breath go from our chest to our ribs to our abdomen, breathing in and breathing out. You do it at your own pace to warm up your core of your body. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3. Breathing out, abdomen, ribs, chest. Your hands are just to feel that flow of the air going through your body. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Breathing at your pace, inhaling and exhaling. To find your place in your space. A couple more. When you finish, just to your legs. We're going to warm up our upper body. So taking your right hand, placing it on your left, by your left ear, above your left ear, and gently lift and push your head to stretch from your shoulder to the tip of your head, just using your hand to lengthen that part of your body from your shoulder to the tip of your head. And continue to breathe as you stretch. Placing your right hand back on your knee, taking your left hand, placing it above your ear, and doing the same. Stretching, pulling. You're really not pushing, you're just lifting your head towards the sky, stretching out your neck. Returning it to your leg, let's stretch out our hands, our palms and our hands in the way I practice yoga, these are called starfish hands. And so they when you push down on your mat, you're using all your touch points. So let's warm up that part of our hands. First, we'll just warm them up because it's cold. Because when we start touching our parts of our body, we want our hands to be warm. Woo. I get a little friction going. All right, they're warm. Now let's pop them open. Warming it up, warming our hands up. Do it as fast or as slow as your body feels comfortable. Shake them out. Now push them together so you can feel that tension of the starfish hands and what it's like to push from the bottom of your hand to the ball of your hand to each fingertip. So you're pushing your hands together, warming them up, strengthening them, bringing them to life. Take your thumbs from your chest and go up over our head. And we're stretching up tall. Your fingertips are pointing to the sky, stretching from your sits bones to the fingertips. Your arms are beside your ears. Leaning now to your right side. It doesn't matter which one first. Stretching one side of your body. Breathing in and out. Returning to the center. Stretching to the opposite side. Taking at least 1 or 2 breaths all the way in, down through our core. Bringing our arms out to what's called cactus position and just coming in and out with our arms. If at any time your shoulders hurt or parts of your body hurt, then don't do it. We're just warming up our upper body. If you want to go slower, faster, just doing it short. It's totally up to your practice as to how far out. Don't go past your shoulders though, because then you can injure your shoulder. Last one. Returning your arms, hands down. Let's warm up our shoulders a little bit. What we have done each time is to practice putting one arm out in front. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. See, my shoulder is out and we've been bringing our shoulders in. So do both arms out and don't have them out in front. Be sure your shoulders are back and square. Now, you can just take one arm around, warming it up. As large a circle as you feel comfortable with. It could just be a small one, whatever works for your body. Going one direction a few times, going large or small. Don't want to injure your body, but warm up your shoulders because we're going to be using. I'm only turning so you can see my arms. I'm pulling it back and then I'm just going large circles on the other side of my body. Little circles are fine, big circles. Okay, shaking it out. Taking your right arm, getting your shoulder in line, bringing that arm across your body, and then wrapping your opposite hand on the upper arm and just stretching your upper arm with gentle pushes, breathing. Releasing your hand, releasing your arm, taking the opposite arm, your left arm, putting it in place, crossing your body, and then taking your opposite hand and gently pushing, stretching for your arm. The uniqueness of yoga versus just stretching exercises, we're continuing to breathe. We come in and out of positions at similar times and doing them as long as we feel we need to for each of the poses. Release your hand and release your arm. 2 more upper body chest poses in this position. Chest expansion. I'm just turning so you can see. Taking our arms behind our body, and if you can, clasping your hands. You can sit up straight or you can lean forward. You're stretching your chest. You're expanding your chest by bringing your hands to the back. If you can't clasp your hands, pretend like you have a ball and you're holding it behind your back. Thinking about your upper chest being expanded, letting all the air in. Releasing. We're going to do cow face pose. Take your right arm out, bring it in position, raise your arm up at your elbow, bringing your upper arm beside your ear and letting your hand fall down your back. Looking forward, always facing forward instead of up or down. Bringing your opposite hand, bringing your arm beside your body and raising that hand up. You may be able to touch hands, you may not. You're just stretching your arms, and it's called cow face pose. I don't really know why. That's a good question though, if you were wondering. Releasing your lower arm, releasing your upper arm. We'll do the same for the opposite side. Bring your shoulder in, bending at your elbow, raising it up by your ear, lowering that hand down your back, keeping this arm beside and reaching up. As you see, I have different mobility on this side than the other. The sides of our bodies are not the same. If you're up here, that's totally fine. You're still doing the same stretch and lengthening the muscles in your arm. If you can touch, it doesn't matter. It's what you're able to do. The more you do things, the more likely you are able to do them. Lowering your right arm and your left. Just shake them out a minute. We're going to now go to child's pose, one of the main poses in yoga, just to relax for a moment. So I'm going to put my hands on my mat, tabletop, and just lay back. Feet are flat. You can spread your knees some. Laying down your forehead on the mat, stretching your arms out, and relaxing with your forehead on your mat. If at any time during the practice you don't feel comfortable doing something or you need to take a break, child's pose is a wonderful place to go in and take a break. Raising up, the tabletop position, starfish, spread hands. If your wrist hurt, you can do fist instead of grip to help your body. Shoulders over elbows over palms, knees under hip, feet flat, tabletop position. From here, cat and cow. Inhaling and exhaling with each move. Going at your pace, rounding your back, extending and raising your head, using your core as you engage the core, going through your flow of cat and cow, inhaling and exhaling at the pace that's comfortable for you. being sure your body's aligned and straight. Two more. Back to tabletop. We'll do bird dog, where you can choose to do one arm or one leg. Bird dog, take your right arm, lift it off the mat with your weight on your left hand and knees. You straighten your right arm out, even with your ear, palm expanded and stretching. Returning that to your mat, do your left hand, straight out by your ear. Remember to look down so you have your body in alignment from your fingertips through your tailbone. Put your hand down, extending your right leg. Your foot is flat versus pointed, like a pointer dog, a bird dog. Bring the knee down, doing your left leg out, extending it straight. You don't necessarily want it up. If you need to have it touching the floor mat, you can do that. But just extending equal to your other hip. So your hips are still in line. Now we'll combine opposite hand to opposite leg. Right hand out, left leg out. You can do just your hands or just your legs. Left arm out, right leg out. Let's do one more on each side. Right arm, left leg. Engaging your core and breathing. Thread the needle. If you need to go back to child's pose to stretch out for a moment, do that. Thread the needle. We will take our right arm, place it under our left arm, bending our left elbow, lowering our shoulder to the mat. Stay there if you choose. Or if you choose to come all the way up, extending our right arm into the sky, taking your gaze up to the ceiling. Bringing your right hand down, releasing the weight on your left arm, taking it under your right arm, lowering your body to stretch your shoulder. Releasing it, coming up, looking to the sky. Returning your hand. One more time on each side. Lowering your right arm down to the mat. Extending. Stretching. Raising it up to the sky. Lowering it to your mat. Last one, left arm under. And reaching to the sky. Laying on our mat, on our stomach. Extend your legs and extend your arms over your head. Stretching from the tip of your toes to your forehead. Placing your right cheek on your mat. And let go of anything that's not serving you well in your practice. Just let it go. Now turn your head to the left side, laying your cheek on your mat. And let everything go out of that. Find the good, the joy, the peace. We're going to get up to a standing position. So whatever way is easiest for you, you can roll over into fetal position and push up on one arm, up on the other, and stand to a standing position. Give yourself a minute for your blood flow to reorient from laying down to standing up, if that's not comfortable for you. We're going to, this is mountain pose, hands spread, legs under our body. The first pose we'll do is goddess pose. So I'm going to widen my stance and slightly turn my toes out. And it's similar to what we're doing a squat. With goddess, you can have your arms up. You could have them in your chest, but goddess would be up if you choose to do it the full goddess. So our knee, we're going to bend at our knees, keeping our tailbone down, going down as far as you can. But if it's just here, that's fine. So you're just going up and down. Now we're warming up our entire body, strengthening our legs, the foundation in our feet. Being sure your feet are in a good spot for you. It may be in closer, it may be out further. It's totally your choice as to the depth. Let's do two more. Core's engaged, and I'm going straight down. I'm not going like this, just straight, as straight down as you can. Last one. Everybody's different. Everybody's good. You can all do yoga. I'm glad you're here. All right, mountain pose. In mountain pose, let's warm up our arms and legs just a little bit. So we will do our warrior 2 is arms out, warrior 1 is arms up. Just as a reminder. And then warming our legs up, I'm just stretching out my leg a little bit and bending my knee a little bit, just so I can feel what those motions are going to be like as we get ready to do a warrior sequence. I'm going to the short end of my mat in mountain pose. Taking my right foot back. If you need to slide it back, you can. If you're able to pick it up and move it back. So your left foot is straight. Your right foot is at an angle. Your right left knee over ankle. If you need your foot here, or if you want it way back, that's totally up to you. Your core is facing the short end of your mat. Your gaze is there. Your arms are overhead. Warrior 1. I'll stay here for just a moment. Do it in a way that's comfortable for you. It's strength. It's your foundation. We're strong. Now taking from your waist, your upper body, and turning towards the long end of your mat and bringing your arms out to the side. Our legs stayed the same. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing next. Same position. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to do a bow and arrow across the center of my body. So now we're putting motion into our warrior two position by bringing one arm, wrapping it straight across our body and back out. Let's do it a couple more times. Strong legs. If you fall out of the position, that's fine. Just return and continue. Back to warrior two. Now we're going to do extended side angle. My right hand's going up in the air. My left arm's bending, slightly resting on my leg. And then my gaze goes up to the sky as I'm able. Extended. Feel the stretch. Returning back to warrior two. And returning back to warrior one. And returning back to mountain pose. Nice job. We're going to do it again, but this time with the left side of our body. I'm just going to go to this end of my mat, putting the weight in our right foot, extending the left foot back at an angle, right knee over right ankle. Our upper body is facing towards the short end of our mat and arms overhead, stretching and breathing. Warrior one. Warrior poses, we stay in a couple seconds, potentially up to a minute. We'll just do a couple seconds. Taking our upper body, facing the long end of our mat, stretching our arms out to the side. Our lower body stayed in a very similar position. Taking left hand, bringing it towards the right hand, and we have a bow and arrow. We're stretching and extending the left arm. Do a couple more. I'm so excited. We try different things each time, different poses, different movements. Last one. Lowering our right arm, raising our left arm. Extended side angle. You can bring it in line, your shoulders in line as you choose. If you can't stay there, go back to warrior two now. Whoops, my ankle popped. It's all right. Returning our upper body to warrior one. Facing the short end of the mat, arms extended overhead. Lowering our arms, bringing our feet back together for mountain pose. Nice job. So shake it out. I'm warm. I'm glad because I was cold before we started. I hope you have warmed up as well. Stability and balance. So we at this point do some type of balancing pose. So I'm going to stand in mountain pose, my feet about this far apart. You don't want to get any closer. We're going to do from mountain to chair pose, a flow. So chair pose, you bend down as you're sitting in a chair. You can go all the way down to sit in the chair. This is a chair or this is a chair. It's up to you what you're able to do. So we're going to go mountain pose, raising our arms and lowering our bottom. Chair, breathing in and inhaling and exhaling as we go from chair pose to mountain pose. You can right hands up and you can put your hands down. That helps you with your flow of your breath as you're extending. You don't have to do the arms. If that's too much, you can hold your hands to your chest. It helps with stability if your upper body is stable instead of moving. Again, it's your choice. Let's do 2 more. You're tightening your glutes and your quads and your legs as you come up into mountain pose. Every pose engages muscles to strengthen. I'm going to return to mountain pose and do one more stability pose. It's a variation of tree pose. Tree pose, remember, it's the thighs out is part of the difference. And so I'm going to do the one version on the ground and then do one in the air. So first align our bodies from our head to our toe. We're looking forward, our shoulders are back, and our lower body isn't in line. So you lift the weight off of your right foot and just turn your knee out. And if you want to have it out here, you can, or up to your ankle. If you want your hands in or hands out, you decide what you want to do with your hands. Now, tree pose would be up here, but we're going to do, so you can either do tree pose, what I just did, or I'm going to take it another step, stand on one foot and bring my knee out and down. I'm bringing my knee up, out, and down. You choose if you want to just do one of those. Either way, you're strengthening your stability and rotating of your hip and your upper thigh. Do one more of the variation that feels good and works for you, and return to mountain pose. Put all the weight in your right leg. Bend your knee a little bit in your right leg. You don't want it locked. Releasing your left leg. You can come out and angle your knee, upper leg out. You can bring it in for tree pose. Arms where you choose. I'm going to bring my knee up and out and down. I didn't do that one as well. Each time you do the movement, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I do variations because different people in different days, our bodies cooperate, our bodies like something, and sometimes they don't. So let's make our bodies happy. Do one more of whatever variation you want. And if you know, I have to have help doing this one, but if you want to take it all the way up, you can. And hold it. Some poses you hold, some poses you move in and out of. Lowering. And I know a lot of you are ready to get back down on your mat. So here we go. We're going to sit back down on our mats in staff pose. Getting up and down and staff pose is just sitting, your feet are flat, your knees are slightly bent, you're on your sits bone, your bottom, and your back is straight, you're looking forward. We're just sitting upright for a moment. Taking our fingertips, We're going to go in and out of the pose in the same manner. So I take my fingertips and just walk. I'm keeping my back straight, looking forward. That just makes me go slowly, as far as feels good, without rolling over. My back is pretty much still straight. Once I get to a point, if you inhale and exhale, your body will go down further. So go breathe in and out, and then just release that air. And then you allow your body to go down as far as it wants to, that's comfortable without hurting your body. So my arms are just loose now. And breathe in and out. We walk our hands back. So coming out of the pose in the same way we went into the pose. The fingers are just making me go slow. They're not really doing any work. They're just helping guide me in a slow fashion. We're going to do the same thing, but more in a split position. So out as far as you want. However far you want to. This hurts right here, but a little of it is good. Just don't hurt yourself. Slight bend in our knees. Take your fingers again. Just walk your body out. When I was 20, I could go down. I'm not 20 anymore, so I can't. Breathing in and out. And then if you want to fall forward, you can. Do not hurt your back, lower back. Extend it too far. If it does, come out of every pose that hurts too much. You're just trying to stretch your legs. Breathe. Then slowly come out of the pose in the same way you went into it and back up to a seated position. Bring our legs into the front. Slight bend in the knees. Take your left leg over your right, bringing your foot flat on the ground, your left foot flat by your right knee. Sitting up tall. Extending your left arm out front. Make sure your shoulder's in line. Wrapping your left arm around your left knee. Placing your right hand in the back for support. Sit up straight. Slowly rotate from your lower back to your upper back through your nose in your head. Slowly going back to look over your right shoulder or as close to that as you're able. Taking in and releasing a breath. Coming out of the pose, slowly vertebra by vertebra, back to your shoulders are aligned at the front. Releasing our left arm, releasing our left leg. Sitting up again. Taking our right foot by our left knee, bringing it across our leg. Left leg extended, right leg across. Taking our left hand to the back to support us, bringing our right arm in line, wrapping it around our knee, sitting up straight, breathing in and out, slowly rotating from our nose and the top of our head down to the bottom of our vertebrae in a twist, looking over our left shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Finding peace. Rotating out slowly. Bringing your back, your vertebrae, your shoulders, your eyes to a front gaze. Releasing our right hand. Releasing our right foot. And shaking it out. The last pose in the seated position is butterfly. I'm just readjusting what I'm sitting on. I'm not necessarily rocking for another reason. Taking our hands, putting them on ankles, doing peace fingers on our big toes, whatever feels good. Bringing your feet in as close to your groin as is comfortable. If it's out, that's fine. And stretching, if that means a little bit of assistance to stretch, you can do it. We're not pushing hard, we're just allowing our body to stretch itself, stretching our legs, sitting in the pose. Last breath. Releasing, and we will now lay on our backs on our mats. So you can roll over to your side. And onto your back. A few things for core. So we'll have our legs flat, readjust your shoulders under and your hips where your back is as comfortable as can be. Raise up, your knees are over your hips, your feet are flat, your legs are in a tabletop position. We're going to extend our right leg. You can extend it just at the angle. If that's, you're engaging your core. If you're able and want to, extend it parallel with the mat, lower, and bringing it back up. So we're doing leg extensions at an angle that allows you to strengthen your core. There's not a right way to do it as far as which angle you're extending. Do the angle that suits you. I'm keeping the feet flat. If your back is hurting, then just stay in tabletop. One more on the right leg, whichever way you're choosing. Tabletop, feet flat. Extending left leg at the height or the angle that works for you. Engaging your core. Don't forget to breathe. Last one. Placing your feet down on your mat, up near your bottom as comfortable. We'll do several bridge pose. Tucking your shoulders under slightly, hands and arms flat on the mat, raising your hips into the air to make a bridge from your shoulders to your knees. Lowering and raising at the same pace, going up and down, in and out of bridge pose. Engaging your core and your glutes as you move in and out. If your body is willing, you can extend one leg as long as you continue to keep your body in line. Switch and extend the other leg. Just a variation of the same pose. Lowering your feet. Wrapping your hands under your knees and just come into knees to chest to stretch out. Rocking side to side. Allowing your body to relax for a minute. Either pulling in as snug as you like and rocking side to side, releasing any tension you may have in your core or your back. Returning your legs to tabletop, you're going to take your left leg, cross it over your right knee. So you're stretching your inside of your leg, taking your hands behind your knee if you're able, and gently pulling in toward your body. So you're stretching the inside of your left leg. Feet are flat. One more breath. Releasing our hands, releasing our leg, bringing our right leg, our ankle over our knee. Feet flat, stretching the inside of our right leg. If you choose to hold under your knee to give a little push to stretch your right inner leg more. Coming out of the pose anytime. Releasing our hands, releasing our right leg, putting our hands under our knees, bringing our knees into our chest. Raising our feet up in the air in a straddled position, taking our two peace fingers, wrapping them around our big toe, and we're rocking the baby. We got that baby, we're rocking. Just rocking on your back, releasing any tension in your back. We've worked our legs quite a bit today. Releasing our arms, releasing our legs, laying flat on our backs. We'll do a 3-part breath for a couple minutes. You can put one hand over your chest, one over your abdomen. Readjusting your hips, readjusting your shoulders to get comfortable. Inhaling through your chest, ribs, abdomen. Releasing. 3-part breath in and out at your pace. Do a couple more. Laying your hands on your mat. Letting your feet fall to the side. Taking all the tension out of your toes. Wiggle them. Wiggle your feet. Let them fall to the side. Slight bend in your knees. Move your hips a little bit to get them in the best spot. Shoulders. Relaxing your elbows and wrist. Move your neck side to side. Just find the best spot for your head. Close your eyes if you like. Relax your jaw and your forehead. Get all those thoughts out. And take a moment quietly to breathe, relax, and said thank you to yourself for what you did during your practice today. You can roll over to one side in the fetal position, laying on your mat. Taking your upper arm, pushing up on your mat to come to a seated position. Cross leg if you choose to. Going back to the Gandhi quote, remembering I offer you peace, I offer you love, and I offer you friendship. So thank you for sharing your time and your energy. I did feel like you were with me today, so I don't know why. It made me feel good, even though I couldn't see your faces. So thank you and namaste.
Namaste. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
It was great.